There's nothing like standing on top of a 30-story building with your toes hanging over the edge, and you're about to drop a person 30 stories down, and you're just standing there looking down going, this is my job. It's the greatest.
So here we go. Rehearsing, final rehearsal.
Our 4 stunt people will run down this path. With one stationary camera there, one that will dolly across, one at the end of the pipe here. By having this on the backside of the tree, they don't see the mechanism, but they see the result of the peat moss and cork go flying over top of our stunt people. So this is the 45-foot special effects trailer. We carry everything from 12-volt batteries, cobweb guns, water nozzles, valves, underwater flashlights, to fans, motors, air fittings, pneumatics, hydraulics. This is the explosive area of the truck. We carry everything from little tiny sparks to the great big gas bombs that you see on TV when you blow up a car, a building. A 10,000-pound trip that would, if we wanted to hold a car on the side of a dam, this would be cabled off to a safe position. This would be attached to our car. When required, this is activated either remotely or by manual. It releases the cable. The car would fall to its doom. We're going to use a remote frequency firing box. This will shoot up to 8 shots from a distance of 200 feet. Into that, we would have the wired hits that, when required, we would push the button and the effect would happen. 3, 2, 1. That's what it's all about. That's a big myth that, a special effects guy is just some weird little guy who likes to invent crazy little things. It's not true. There's so much involved in special effects, between the rigging, the pyrotechnics, the explosions, the pneumatics, the hydraulics, the water, the flying of people. It's endless in what we do.
Yes, there you go.
I've been on the show for 8 years, since the pilot, and this was one of my favorite days. We set off this explosion. It was so big, when the black cloud came over, the whole area went dark. That explosion was 500 feet away. Always, before you do a stunt or a big explosion or something, you want to go and test it first. I have 100% faith in all of my guys. When your head is over top of a mortar and you're loading it with explosives and you're putting in the fuel for the big fireball, you got to know that on the other end of that wire that it's all safe, and you trust the person on the other end of it. You trust them with your life. And that goes for everybody in the crew. We all have to trust each other. And that's a big part of the job.
We know exactly what these charges do because we've done it so many times. And but the joking part is that if you ever dare say it wasn't big enough, you better watch out next time, because it's going to rock your socks. But it's fun. That's the way. It's like playing Army, but playing for real and playing safe.
We've got 4 guys firing a 30-shot box number 1, 30-shot box number 2. My uncle was a special effects coordinator who passed away a long time ago. And that's where I kind of got the bug when I was 10, 11 years old. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to work in the movies. I want to be a special effects guy. I started sweeping the floor at an effect shop, cleaning and learning, climbing the shelves and grabbing a piece of equipment and trying to think about what it was, how it worked, how I would use it in an application. We can really spice up the end of the run for you if you want.
Yeah,
Come out and I would feed snow into the wind machine and I'd do whatever I could to be involved somehow. Most of the time you didn't get paid. Didn't matter. You certainly don't do this job for the money. You do it because you love to do it.
So how many charges you got? Have you counted them?
120 so far.
Really? That's great. Yeah, just put extra here at the end, like you say, the finale.
Okay, done. You can't always count on the hours that you're going to work, the days you're going to work. Sometimes, depending on the situation, different shows, you're working 18, 19, 20 hours a day, 6 days a week. Other times you're on a show where you're making smoke for 4 hours a day, and the other 8 hours you're in the trailer working on little gags or reading a magazine when there's nothing to do. It's all out, or hurry up and wait. Just stand around and wait for your thing to happen. Special effects is always the last shot of the day. To learn smoke and rain and wind, those are the 3 hardest things to do, but that's where you start. You'll never perfect it.
Cinematographers are very particular about the amount of fog in the air, especially if it's just a light haze. So you really have to keep an eye on that yourself and constantly ask them how they like it, because every time they change a camera angle or a lighting setup, it can affect how the smoke looks.
The number one thing I tell people who want to become a special effects guy is get a welding ticket. Welding is a very, very huge part of special effects because you make everything. We make everything that is seen.
If you want to do it, go get a welding course, get a mechanics course, be someone who can work with metal. And that's what a lot of the guys are looking for, is the ability to do that.
I have a welding ticket. I have an electrician's ticket. I have a gas fitting ticket. I have my underwater scuba diving ticket. I have my Class 3 power engineering boiler ticket. And I try and know as much as I can about everything else.
There's not really one specific thing that you need to know, because you do anything from a range shot to explosions to blowing smoke somewhere.
Special effects is one of the hardest departments to get into.
It's a lot of networking. It's almost like you're an entrepreneur, and you've got to create your own jobs. So when you're out there, you've got to start finding people, get to know them, take them out for a coffee, you know, introduce yourself, and first things first, always be willing to work. If they call you, don't say no. Say yes. Always say yes.
Ready here? Peter, Deluise, you ready? Yeah, you call it. All right, let's go hot on the effects. We're gonna roll here now. Rolling, John. Speeding. Visual 6910 for a tick 1. A-mark. A-marker. We're gonna roll here now. Rolling, John. Rolling.
You do your job. You feel good about it.
Worked already, I think.
You roll up your wires after you do your explosion. You roll up your cords after you make somebody fly.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap. Thank you very much. 7 a.m. Back at the bridge. Wray Douglas. And the effects boys.
You pat the guys on your crew on the back and say, job well done.
That's good, Jeff. Really great.
You pack up all your stuff and you go home at the end of the day knowing that you did a good day's job.
Look at that. That's great.
It's not for the glory, it's for the fun and excitement.
Because the branch goes. It's like a punctuation at the end. Yeah.
You want it at the end.
Yeah, good work, Ray.